Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at Tablemon. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be taking a look at the HISUIAN ZOROARK VSTAR that Kevin Kenny played at the Salt Lake City Regional Championship. If you were watching the stream or following, you know he had a really good run. It was really nice to see, especially because I coached him. Yeah, I coached him. He ended up going really big on getting ready for Salt Lake City. We ended up meeting twice per week leading up to the event. So it was like 8 or 10 total coaching sessions beforehand. And I do feel like that's the most effective way to take advantage of the coaching possibilities. Being consistent week in, week out is more important than 1 or 2 coaching sessions right before the regional, expecting me to unlock something in your brain that will immediately allow you to day 2. I think there's work that we can all do, right, including myself. And it's all about consistent week in, week out, going through the things that we go over and working with them. And that's what he did, and he was very handsomely rewarded by it. At one point, he was 1 win away from making top 8 at the regional. The matchups toward the end of the day didn't end up favoring him. The list was very weak to Regigigas, which obviously did really well. But outside of that, the deck's very consistent, has HISUIAN ZOROARK VSTAR with the Taking Curse attack, which can 1-KO basically everything, and the Phantom Star VSTAR ability helps in setting up the deck. And then the inclusion to deal with Miltank, which was getting a lot of hype before the event, was HISUIAN TCG IV. With a close quarter shooting, doing 100 damage, and this attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, you're able to get through Miltanks pretty easily, and their damage was honestly pretty bad and meager that you didn't need to worry about them at all. So you also benefited from having the basic energies. He did end up switching 1 basic energy for a gift energy, which according to him was useful in some of the rounds. So pretty cool to see that. And then outside of that, I feel like Eldegoss is something that he brought to the table that not a lot of players were considering. You always see Crobat, you always see Luminion, but we forget that Eldegoss is also a thing, and it can allow you to play things like Roxanne or Sharon Scare and discard them more freely, right? Because this deck does get pretty destructive with the discards, but Eldegoss can help you get that extra Roxanne, that extra Sharon Scare at the right time. Now, we did initially have Dunsparce in this, and we had something else, I believe, that the Series V-Star, but we ended up putting in the 3rd Boss's Orders and the 3rd Choice Build because I think are very crucial for ZOROARK V-Star to execute its game plan and chase down Pokemon, especially taking advantage of the V-Star ability, being essentially you can research and boss in the same turn. And then you have Gengar to get damage counters going with another World Gate ability, along with a Cape Joe Bug to make sure that everything is damaged and you are able to do your maximum damage output, with damage bump making sure everyone's damaged as well, and the Yancy letting you protect your Zork if you're going second. I think this is a very underrated card, and we might see more of it in the future. So yeah, this is the list. Pretty cool. Like I said, 1 card difference here with the gift energy, but I do feature this deck in some games in the live stream that I did yesterday. So if you want to make sure you don't miss those, give me a follow at twitch.tv/Tablemon, or let me know. Yeah, let me know if you've only been following me here on YouTube. Maybe streaming on YouTube is the best way to go. I do have the bigger audience right here. So if you'd like to see me stream on YouTube, let me know in the comments and enjoy the games. If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it, and it's free. Looking for PTGO codes? Photon Store has all the latest sets and promos, instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tablemon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Here you go. This is the lists, right? Yes, there was a loss vacuum in the deck. That was a satisfying loss, yeah. I agree. You don't have the patience to play Lost Box? That's fair. Okay, well, not off to a great start, that's for sure. Alright, we might get some mulligans. Like any Quick Ball or Ultra Ball or HISUIAN ZOROARK V definitely fixes this. We're up against Arceus with Mewtwo V Union. So we'll see. Only one mulligan when the deck plays 4 basic Pokemon is really, really unlucky. But that immediately fixed our hand, which is fantastic. No problem. No problem. By the way, are you people getting ads? Have you had any ads so far? I'm wondering. If you got any ads. Okay, my opponent just attaches and which is what I will end up doing as well. Yeah, nothing else I can do. My opponent is playing choice builds, which usually these decks aren't playing choice build anymore. I probably should have played the incense to improve my top deck. Oh, well, never mind. Lost City. If they play a supporter, then the choice build doesn't matter. Okay, never mind. It's fine. Unless they also play Escape Rope. Wow, Dunsparce too. That's peculiar. Do they play Escape Rope? Don't tell me you play Escape Rope, my friend. Well, if you play Escape Rope, that's a misplay. Gazer Beam, thanks so much for the 25 bits. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alright. Okay, so you are getting some ads. Thank you so much, Gazer Beam. How are you doing? Appreciate the bits. It's been a long time since I've had bits. Right, I'm actually feeling much better now. I wasn't feeling too great at the beginning, but now I'm actually feeling much better. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuning in and watching right now. Alright, Mewtwo v Union. Unless they're playing Gardevoir, Radiant Gardevoir, with a full bench with a choice belt, we can actually one-shot the Mewtwo v Union. And if they are, if I get 2 attachments on a Zorak V-Star, then I can also one-shot them, which is pretty good. Alright, now it's Mission KO Arceus. Alright, Eldegoss is gone to the Lost Zone forever. More Tablemon streams in the near future. I really hope so. I don't want to promise. Like, I feel like every time I say I'm going to stream more, I end up not streaming more, which is not ideal, right? But that is my intention. You know, at least to get to the incentive this month, that would be pretty great. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. KOing the benched Arceus is much easier than KOing the active, right? So if I play Escape Rope, it's gonna be much easier. And I don't rely as much on damage pump or a full bench. So that's what I am doing right here. Okay. Not happy about losing that double turbo, but it is what it is. We'll go ahead and research. Okay, we get more benched Pokemon, which is fantastic. And definitely bench you. We can also discard the Decidueye and grab ourselves Guru, which is pretty important in saving crucial pieces. And then I can also bring up the Gengar and damage pump from Gengar, 1 here, and then probably 1 to the Guru, doesn't really matter. So that's enough to take the go. I would have been able to knock out the Arceus, it's fine. What I really want to save here, what I'm really digging for, is another boss's orders. So when I keep the bench space open, I would love to target down the Mewtwo once it gets up. Okay, that's actually pretty good. And I'll go ahead and Phantom Star. Alright. Gazer lured you out. Alright. So no boss's orders, but I do have access to Luminia now, which is pretty great. So we're just gonna go ahead and Tinkers for the KO. Basically, we should be able to win this game in 3 turns. It's gonna be scary though if my opponent goes boss KO the Crobat whilst, or even the Zorak, while setting up the Mewtwo on the bench. Then that's gonna be very scary. Alright, they do play another copy of Lost City, and we just get Barneyed. That's fine. That means they're attacking the active, which is perfectly okay by me. And then all we need is a basic plus a damage bump in order to one-shot the active. What? No way. No way they actually got the Mewtwo off the track. And they have the big charm. Oh my god. Well, that might be game actually. What? I mean, on paper, you should beat Mewtwo Union, yes, but not when your opponent draws that perfectly, though. Wow, that was, not gonna lie, very impressive. Okay, do I want to get the hit onto the Mewtwo right here? Because I can with Luminion. Or do I just knock out the Arceus? We know they don't have energy. Wow, that was something else. That was actually something else. Alright. I can never one-shot the Mewtwo, so I think I have to. I could Crobat and take a risk, but I don't feel like that's good enough. Well, the thing is, like, if I take a knockout and then they attach and use the explosion, I'm in trouble. Yeah, I can't take a risk. I can't take that risk. I have to Luminion boss into the Mewtwo. I absolutely have to. And just maximize my damage output. Well, maybe I don't maximize the damage output, actually. Yeah, maximizing doesn't matter here. All right. 290 would not have been enough. Wait, why 290? Oh, it's 50 more. 310, sorry, 310. I have no way to remove that big chunk at this point. Alright, they do have Radiant Carnivore, which doesn't matter on the Arceus. Adventurous Discovery. Ooh, you know what? They might end up just retreating here. They might not have energies to do anything with the Mewtwo. They retreat KO me, then it's gonna be rough. Oh, they do have energies, okay. So that's probably Zork and Oranguru gone. Yikes. Then it comes down to, do they have boss themselves? Yep, so explosion, they need 5 on the active. Realistically, they should just knock out the active and leave enough damage on the Zork to win the game. Right, it's 16 damage counters, they have more than enough. 11 damage counters here definitely puts me in range. So if they take another prize card, that would be a mistake. Yeah, I can't win. I cannot win anymore. What? Okay, that's a mistake. Because now they've put themselves in a situation where they need to boss in order to win. And they could have seriously avoided that if they just put all the damage on the Zork. This is a perfect example of how just because you can take a prize card doesn't mean you have to. All my opponent needed to do was set up enough damage on my one other attacker to win the game. Right? That's all they needed to do. But now they need boss in order to win. And they've opened up the possibility for me to win if I'm able to fill up my bench and find a choice belt. So poor play on my opponent, you know? My opponent was so fixated on drawing as many prizes as possible, which if you know you have a boss prize, fair, but unless their last prize is boss, I don't think that was the right way to go about that. I really don't. Alright, so we're gonna see an Ultra Ball. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. I have another Crobat. I have the Stadium. I held that. There's no reason for me to play it. Imagine if my opponent, instead of putting 9 damage counters on, or 11 damage counters on Oranguru, or however many they placed 9, they would have just placed them on the active. They would have won. They literally would have won. Okay, so what I need are basic Pokemon, right? So every basic Pokemon that I can get here is pretty important. So I will go ahead and keep Bog. Then I will damage pump you to you, right? So 2 basic Pokemon, please. Just 2 basic Pokemon. Oh no, and the choice belt. I need the choice belt. Never mind. Oh well, there it is. There we go. Pretty good. All right. So I'm gonna do this. Grab my Gengar, and then with the Gengar, I will quick ball and just grab whatever. Sure, the Crobat. Then I'll Crobat for 5. Could have attached the choice belt, doesn't really matter. And there we go. I lost this game. I mean, I won this game because my opponent chose not to win. That's the only reason I won this game. My opponent chose not to win. They grabbed an extra prize card, so they lost 1-0 rather than winning. Yeah, that extra prize card made no difference. So poor play on my opponent's part right there. But hey, we'll take it. We will absolutely take it. The goal of the game is not to only take every prize card that you can every single time. You need to be able to make a plan. Yeah. Sorry about that hiccup. I got my internet connection decided to die on me. So yeah, where was I? Damage counter placements. Yeah, damage counter placements. So Manaphy doesn't stop attacks that specifically say they place damage counters rather than doing damage. Yeah, so things like Sableye, right? There's a difference between doing damage. For example, Regieleki does damage to the bench, whether it's 40 to 2 Pokemon or 120 to a bench Pokemon, depending on the Regieleki, as opposed to Sableye, which places 12 damage counters wherever it wants. Yeah, that is the difference. That is indeed the difference. Okay, so now we're up against Mew of VMAX. Definitely a tough matchup. In theory, we can win in 2 attacks, as opposed to my opponent who wins in 3 attacks at best. And them getting rid of a cross switcher immediately is actually really good news. 86. So the counter to attacks that place damage counters would be, for example, Big Parasol. Yeah, if your active Pokemon has a Big Parasol attached, then it prevents all effects of attacks done to your active and your bench Pokemon. So the Big Parasol actually prevents the damage counters from being placed on your Pokemon. Yeah, that is how you counter. There's also, I believe, a Galarian Mr. Rhyme, the one from the Mad Party collection, which has an ability that stops effects of attacks done to your Pokemon. And for example, Espeon VMAX's ability also stops effects of attacks, and placing damage counters is considered an effect of an attack. Yeah, so that's the sort of thing that would counter such an effect. Yeah? That is how you counter that attack. Or those sort of effects, rather. Okay. Opponent with 3 Mew VMAXs down and 2 cross switchers down. Alright, so hopefully this turn I can hide behind a Diancie and prevent my opponent from knocking out my Zork. And if they have to attack into the Diancie, then that's going to make the price trade-off even better for me. Immediately place the Lost City. That energy top deck is not good, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not happy about losing the energy or the Ordinary Rod. Definitely not happy about either of those. Alright, so I don't think I'll be needing Share and Scare. I did not price the Diancie or the Radiant Halucha, which is great. I only have one double turbo left. That means one is prized. So on paper, I should be able to get the KO next turn. My opponent. I will still bench the Zorak in case my opponent is able to find the KO. We're just gonna Void Return for 20 and promote the Diancie to try and prevent the KO. Afterwards, we're gonna need a lot, but it's certainly doable. Very, very doable. Alright, there's a Mew VMAX. So that 20 damage on the Mew won't matter. We will need Choice Belt and Halucha in order to take down a Mew VMAX in a single hit. If Jinx was still in Standard, Zorak would be even better. Rick, which Jinx? Remind me. I have no idea which Jinx you're talking about. Alright, my opponent now plays down a Pokestop, which we could try and take advantage of. Probably not gonna matter too much. The double cross switcher down is the key here, making another double cross switcher super unlikely. And with only 2 Genesects, the reach that my opponent has this turn is not like a lot, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's the switch card, so now even the damage is now gone. All right. Rotom Phone. Looking pretty good for us so far. Hiding behind Diancie is so underrated in my opinion. So underrated. All right. Paddle VIP pass and switch card. Ramomatic. Tails. Unified Minds. But I honestly don't remember what it does. I generally do not remember what Jinx does. Alright. So there's a Mew VMAX. We'll take a knockout on the Diancie, and it's completely okay. Getting also like back-to-back KOs is not super easy, right? Okay. They choose a Technoblast. So it's on me to be able to take this KO, and I'm going to be taking a look at least 14 different cards at this stage. Now that energy is also very good. So we're going to start off with the research. And oof, no stadium, however. No stadium, which is what I really needed here. Okay, so it might come down to the damage pumps. So I want to establish the Halucha. That's a key card because I can Pokestop for the damage pumps. That's gonna be pretty key. It's definitely the missing piece that I need. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and Phantom Star, see what I get. And maybe even dig for pumps. Or I can just get them right here. Perfect. Alright. So now we're in a fantastic spot where I only need energy. Fortunately for me though. Okay, I'm gonna use Pokestop because I do want to hit like an Ultra Ball or Quick Ball. There we go. Perfect. The Ultra Ball is good enough. Alright. So now I'm gonna play the Cape Joe Bug. And I will go ahead and bench a Zorak. And then I will utilize both Netherworld Gates with the 2 damage pumps, and that will be the KO. 340 damage, no, 320 damage total. Right, if I'm not mistaken. So 1 and 1. Then you onto here, and sure, over here. It's fine. All right, so now everything is damaged, which is fantastic. All of these cards are very good. I can definitely attach that to you. And then we'll go Taking Curse for the one shot, 320 damage, 20 damage reduction from my energy, 20 damage reduction from Oricorio, and that is completely okay. My opponent's only attacker is Mew VMAX. Therefore, all I need is to attack once more to win the game. So even if I somehow whiff the attack next turn, that's still okay. Yeah. That's still okay. Oh, okay, Rick. Yeah, if it moved damage counters, then that would be really good for Zorak. Yep. Ken Moncada, yeah, Zorak is a really good deck. Maybe I should have played this at Salt Lake City, along with my friend Kevin. All right, we do see the Chromatic Head Flip. That's the second head flip, I believe my opponent's gotten. Might be the third. I didn't pay attention to. I know they flipped heads on turn 1. Don't know if they flipped heads on the turn after. But yeah, looking pretty good. There's a double turbo. There's the first power tablet. They only need 2. No, actually they need 3. They still need 3. Or 3 damage modifier. So 2 tablets, 1 belt. Or 3 tablets. Oof, my arm really hurts from the flu shot and the vaccine shot and the COVID shot. All right, there's another Genesect, which is completely fine. My only or biggest worry at the moment is if my stadium gets countered, getting the last damage counters on the last bench Pokemon, since I do not have a stadium right now, but we'll manage. Yeah, we will absolutely manage. We have plenty of supporters left in the deck. Well, not plenty, I guess. I've done my research. So it would come down to damage pump, however. But it's still fine. Like, even if my opponent takes a knockout here, and I miss the knockout, I could also boss. Take a KO, and then either find the KO and then VMAX the turn after, or simply boss again. So it's generally a win-win-win. However, I am down my Eldegoss, my Luminion, my Ordinary Rod, and 2 Bosses Orders, so never mind. Actually, never mind. I can only one-shot Mew VMAX in order to win the game because of my discard so far. That's gonna be important. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, well that Marnie might have saved me. Before the Marnie, the Path to Peak actually was really detrimental. However, the Marnie could end up... okay, now I need 1 energy. That's all I need. Now I just need 1 energy. That's all. All right. So I can bench the CGI damage bump onto it. And then Marnie looking for any energy. Oh no, I do need the stadium, in fact. Because the Radiant Halusha is turned off. Oof, I did not. Oh, wait, but no, I think it's. Oh, it might be just enough with the fighting energy. I think it's 310 exactly. Yeah. Ooh, because it was turned off, but I didn't have the -20. So, woof, barely got there. I can't believe Mew decks are playing Path to a Peak now. That's really weird. For sure. That is a very weird choice by them, but hey, we'll take it. All right, on to the next match. Then after this, I might just end up playing some Rayquaza VMAX. I don't know, that deck is fun. Just, you're super annoying, you make your opponent really grind out their wins. I feel like it's a fun little deck to play with. All right, we do lose the coin flip. All right. I immediately grab the Diancie to protect my Zorak, which is pretty cool. I also get mulligan, so extra cards and extra information on what we are up against. And with Energy Lodo, Ordinary Rod, Scuba Net, Ultra Roll, Path to Peak, and Capture Energy, I am going to guess we are up against Regigigas, making this very, very difficult. Matches against Regis are very, very difficult. Sure. All right. When it does grab Regice immediately, like not even going through the deck a bunch, not taking the time to look at anything. They do discard the choice belt as they know they don't need it. So my only hope is to get so far ahead before they're able to attack me. No. That's literally the only way. At this point, there's no point in switching or going into the Diancie, I feel. I'm gonna go ahead and Marnie. Don't know what my opponent's hand is looking like. Don't know if I help them or hurt them. This hand's definitely not ideal, but it is what it is. Okay, because I'm holding the air balloon, well, no, that deck plays 4 Marnie usually, so never mind. I don't want to need the air balloon and then get Marnied out of the attack. Right. So leave with trekking shoes, immediately discard the energy. They can't be playing gift, which is nice, right? But then it's also not very very representative of the actual matchup. And there's a Regigate for another Reggie. So unfortunately, I'm gonna end up Marning them yet again. Yep. That's really unfortunate that I have to Marnie them. Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. That's back-to-back Marnies for my opponent. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball away these for Gengar. And then Ultra Ball away both of these for the Zork and get the first KO, right? That's always good. And then I'll Phantom Star, of course. No Aurora energies for my opponent in the discard pile. It's really good. And okay, so I will need to get the Gengar out. And I will need damage pump into these so I get the KO. Then sure, I'll attach one and I'll take the KO. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening here. I'm guessing now my opponent will play a supporter because I certainly must have helped them. Although the Regidrago promotion might indicate differently. Quick ball away a Marnie. But yeah, they definitely have a supporter now. They will grab a Registeel. They will choice belt the Regirock and use 2. Heavy ball. They had the Alecki, perfect. And then they will research away after hitting an Aurora off the Energy Lodo. Fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Well, that sucks. Okay, I feel like my opponent misplayed there. They should have played the Scoop Up Net to pick up the Regidrago because then all they need is to find an Aurora Energy and they would have been able to attack right there and taken a knockout. So I feel like that was definitely a mistake on my opponent's part. They attach a speed to the Alecki. Now they can attack with Alecki. It seems like what they'll be doing. Yep. Ugh. Never punished for my opponent. Actually never punished. Okay. Yeah, the damage here is also really bad. Because that could lead them to taking knockouts with other Regis instead. Okay, so Luminion is gone, so I can't share and scare. Which really sucks. Go ahead and establish the Zork. I feel like going after Registeel would be the ideal thing to do here. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. Ultra Ball for Robats. try to find one of my 3 bosses orders, or even the Sharon Scare. Like, I would accept the Sharon Scare. Alright. Sharon Scare it is. But yeah, like I said, it's really not ideal that number 1, that my opponent got an attack off, number 2, that I can't go boss, and number 3, that they found the perfect card off of the energy Lodo. Alright. The one thing we do know is that they don't have an Aurora energy in their hand, right? Otherwise, they misplayed last turn. So there's an Ordinary Rod. There's a Research. So now it's just a matter of, do they find it? Which, odds are they will. Path doesn't really matter here. Wrecking Shoes before, I mean after the path, for some reason. They discard a Scuba Net, and they quick wall the Aurora. Yep, that's it. That is literally it. I mean, this Zorak did take 2 prizes, right? So far we're trading evenly. The issue is now they have these. Although they are down 3 Scuba Men. So perhaps there's a chance. I just need to not whiff, right? That's also very important. I really need to not whiff right here. So in a magical world where my opponent cannot retreat, then maybe I have a chance. Big maybe. Nope. Let's grab you. Sure. In a magical world where they can never retreat, or I can simply whiff the energy. That works too. Of course. Yeah, now they retreat and take another knockout, so it's game over. Oh well. Oh well. I forgot I was streaming. So you want to make Pokemon cards to play with a friend, which matchup is the most interesting? And 50-50 in the current meta? That's a good question. I think Giratina versus Palkia is probably a very interesting and back and forth matchup. Both decks are complicated, but I think that's a pretty even matchup. Elux, sorry I took so long to respond. What do you think about Mewtwo V-Star with Shao Rider and SPN VMAX rig? It's not very good. It's really not very good. It's just very inconsistent. It needs so much to work. Having a 3-price liability, they share weaknesses as well. It's just questionable. Yeah. What do I think about dropping the Gengars and adding Lugia V-Star to Zoroark, still keeping Gape Jaw and Damage Pump? Whiskers, why? No, you would like you would never drop the Gengars. I don't know what Lugia V-Star does, but like this V-Star is so good that I don't think you would ever do that. I'm honestly not sure what Lugia V-Star does. I know it's good. I think it discards Pokemon or something, or brings them back from discard pile, but I cannot imagine a world where you would not play Gengar with Zoroark. The cards are literally made for each other. 86, no. That's not great. Alright. So are we up against Palkia? I would imagine so. I'd have been a little preemptive with my Cape Jabug. Put 1 Palkia down and the Ordinary Rod down as well. So that means my opponent is now limited to 2 Palkia V-Stars for the rest of the game. And that's going to be very impactful. And then they just decide to concede. Okay. Sure, that works. That absolutely worked. one last game with Zork, and then we will switch to... No, actually, I think I'm going to end the stream after this game with Zork. I didn't realize it was past 6 p.m. for me. Sobble gameplay. Yep. High quality Sobble gameplay. Alrighty. And Peña6, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. ¿Eres Peñas de Mexico? Thank you so much for a subscription. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for choosing to use your Prime subscription too. When is my next stream? ¿Qué tal, Peñas? Muchas gracias. When is my next stream going to be? Honestly, I don't know. Let me check my calendar. I could try to stream tomorrow, maybe. Big maybe, like a little bit in the morning. Otherwise, maybe I could stream Thursday afternoon, actually. Maybe Thursday afternoon is when I could stream. Alright, I'm gonna improve my top deck by grabbing the Gengar. And I will pass. Maybe Thursday afternoon. Yeah. Oh, 86. Okay, I mean, if your decision to subscribe is me consistently streaming, I would be 100% honest and advise you not to sub, because like my intention is to stream more, but I can't guarantee it. I depend a lot on my other job. I depend a lot on my daily activities, if I get last minute coachings or not. So I appreciate you asking. Like, I don't want to commit to something and then disappoint you, yeah, and make you feel your sub wasn't worthy. So completely up to you. Yeah, I don't like, I'm gonna try and stream on Thursday afternoon, but I can't guarantee it. I will try to stream on Friday morning as well, but I also cannot guarantee that. Yeah, like my schedule just varies so much all the time. All right, so I think I just researched here. Knocking out the Arceus would be really good, so that will allow my opponent to V-Star with the Gudra. Okay. Losing these two energies really sucks, so I'm gonna go ahead and Ultra Ball for Rangaroo to save one of them. Well, but then I'm losing the choice ball too. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna grab Guru here, and then we're gonna go ahead and attach this, and then we will Ordinary Rod back these two. They could be good, and then we will save one double turbo energy, I hope. Okay. Phantom Star. That's what we play for Zorak VSTAR. Alright. No Stadium yet, but I feel like with this hand I should be able to get the KO. The Sharon Scare could also be important here. So let me think this through. If I can't discard the double turbo, I might have to discard the Sharon Scare and the Air Balloon and grab Gengar, and then quick ball away the Gengar for Crobat. Oh, actually, there's no Gengar. That's right. That is right. Okay, so maybe I can grab the Holucha then and quick ball that away. Yeah, that seems reasonable. So I'll quick ball away the Holucha, grab myself the Gengar. I mean, not the Gengar, the Crobat, jeez. I will, however, first use the damage pump. So now I am at 180 damage. Not having the other Gengar might actually end up costing me the KO right here. Yep, it does. So I'm doing 180, 160 damage because of the Gardevoir. That really sucks. That actually genuinely really sucks. Oh well. Couldn't get there. Couldn't get there. 86, thanks so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Buenas tardes, JSB283. Thank you so much. I appreciate you choosing to subscribe. Okay. My build might generally, like I said, not use a V-Star. Or as soon as I say it, they immediately use it. So I do have the possibility to reuse the share and scare that I got rid of with this quick ball for Eldegoss, which is nice. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Not in the best of spots. The Gengar being priced cost me the previous KO, right? I would have dealt... Actually, no. I would have been 10 damage off, right? Yeah, I would have dealt 50 more damage, and that would have been 10 damage off. So never mind. Thank you, anything. So I will tell you this. My plan is to stream 5 hours this month. Yeah, because that's the incentive that Twitch gave me. Yeah, to stream 5 hours in exchange of a little bit of money. So at the very least, you know that this month I will be streaming 5 hours total. At what times exactly, I do not know. But I will be streaming 5 total hours, and right now I'm at like an hour and a half. So that much you can consider, all right, from me. All right, so I'm gonna use Luminion. I'm gonna grab the Marnie. Don't need to save either of these. And then we'll go ahead and Marnie. All right, there's the Gave Jabug finally. However, I don't need it right now, so I'm gonna save it because the damage war, I mean the Stadium War against this deck is also pretty impactful or pretty important. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take Encourage for the KO. All right, they did take the first KO though, which is not ideal. And after they attack, I can never one-shot them. My escape rope is also gone, so I can't escape rope plus boss. And they simply Marnie, so I'm guaranteed the Stadium. I think my best bet is to just do as much damage as possible so that even one Hyper Potion heal isn't enough to like get them going, right? Now my issue is now that they're drawing. So Marnie doing its party trick as expected, or there we go. All right, so I'll do this and then I will damage pump onto these two. Then I'll go ahead and research. I generally could retreat to prevent the prize card. It might be worth it. I do have 2 more double turbo energies available. So I feel like it might be worth it. Yeah, I do have 2 more double turbo energies. My Eldegoss is also priced though, so I'm not using Share and Scare anytime soon. You're having trouble completing your physical deck in Monterrey? How come? There's a lot of like Facebook groups that sell though from Mexico, so I don't know, maybe you want to check those out. Okay, maximum damage output and retreat, is that the plan? Definitely definitely maximum damage output. Save the Arnie for guaranteed draw. And then, yeah, I think I'm gonna retreat and just 310 minus 80. Wait, what? Yeah, 310 minus 100. So if they heal 120, if they use 1 hyper potion, they are not putting themselves out of range, right? They need double hyper potion. All right, they just straight up research. They are down 1 hyper potion in the lost zone. They are not down any there, so you can imagine they get 1. But like I said, 1 is not enough. Oh, 1 is enough with the heal though from the Stadium. That's 150. Yeah, that is enough. Oh, That's bad. Yeah. Oh, wait, is it? No, it's actually... Oh, because they have 270 HP. It's actually just not enough. Yeah, because they go down to 60, but then I hit for 210 again. And that's a KO. It's a perfect KO. Wow. It's a perfect KO right here. All right, there's a hyper potion. Do they hyper potion again and attach? That is the question. No. Okay. So now we get our knockout, which is fantastic. But also thinking I don't Marnie, although I would like to get closer to the energy though. I mean, I can kill the arches, no problem. So I feel like, yeah, securing the energy is the way to go, right? So in order to secure that, I will save the Capture Bug for my Marnie. I don't want to attach that one. Just gonna Marnie right here. Oof, no energy, however. Right, I should have more basic Pokemon. I feel like I just take this KO though. Just enough. Perfect maths for the attack. Wow, that is crazy. All right, there's the silly Gengar. There's a Roxanne as well, so I could end up using Roxanne here. Although with 12 cards left and only needing 1 energy, that was good. Yeah, that was good enough. A mistake I think my opponent did was trying to take prizes on the Crobat. I'm pretty sure that's why they V-starred, so they grabbed the boss. And that made it so that they didn't have access to their V-star to heal Goodra. If they had saved that, I'm pretty sure they would have won. But hey, who am I to judge? And I think it's also similar to when my opponent, playing the Mewtwo Union Arceus deck, chose to knock out my Oranguru instead of just piling up the damage on the Zoroark to win the game that way. So my opponents are not thinking about how to win, they're just thinking about what they can do and how to take prizes in a given turn instead of having a full idea of how they're going to win the whole game, right? And that's something that I go over in coaching. If you're interested in that, make sure you check out the MetaFi link in the description of the video or in the chat or wherever you might be looking at.